All right, folks, welcome back. Thank you kindly for watching that break. We're going to hop directly into the game. This is still the Olimoleague that you're watching. This is the first of two semifinals. Semifinal 1, Semifinal 2, and Grand Finals is what we have left on deck. So in the top right to kick off this series, it's going to be the Blue Protoss. None other than Classic.
In the top left is the Red Terran. He is INnoVation.
Now, I don't remember if it was Make Korea Great Again or Still Making Korea Great, but one of our little off-Korean tournaments. This was actually the finals, a best of 5, INnoVation and Classic. And it went to the ace match, too. These guys were actually really well set against each other, and it wasn't this super Terran is Imba matchup. I don't know where either of them are sitting now, because, of course, that was a little over a month ago. But INnoVation and Classic, the fact that they were able to clash off of each other, I would love to see a Game 3 in this one. I don't want to see this go 2-0.
Pretty sure I cast that, but I can't remember how it went. I just remember INnoVation and Classic.
It was INnoVation, I think, won at 3-2.
Okay. I don't remember what Classic did, though, so... Oh well, we'll see. We'll see again, I guess. Rowan being the first map is pre-chosen by the tournament, so they're kind of forced on it. And I'd say generally Protosses don't appreciate this map against Terran. Well, actually, I guess they wouldn't appreciate it at all, because they don't like it versus Zerg either. PvP, it's okay, I suppose. It's, Classic. Taking a bit of a risk here. He would ideally just be right up against INnoVation, but he's actually kind of so far away. Oh well. Point is, it's not going to be scouted, and it's still...
I want to... Sorry, I was looking this up while you were talking, because I remember there was that GSL loser straight back thing, and I had to go look up the stats for that, because for those who don't know, players were playing, like, it wasn't like a best of 11, but it was like 11 games type thing. So while INnoVation may have beaten Classic 3-2 barely before, he actually beat Classic 8-3 very recently.
I just heard about his 11-0 versus Leenock, which is impressive.
Yeah.
So, Classic, unfortunately, puts a Stargate in maybe, like, it's like the same distance, isn't it, from, like, if he had just put it in the top of his main base.
Yeah, I guess. But the idea, I suppose, that comes hand in hand with the procs is it's not usually easily scouted, but INnoVation might just swing by it, depending on the Reaper pathing. I think it shouldn't. If you just rally it to the bottom right, I don't think it crosses over it, but maybe?
Classic has realized, by the way, his mistake, so it's kind of funny.
Okay.
When he's sending his mothership core over a pylon, probe, Reaper doesn't scout it.
And the adept. Oh boy, this is annoying. So he could actually not stop the command center from going down, but he can kill the reactor ideally, kill 2 supply depots. A supply kill, by the way, this early on Terran, it's not about opening the door, but it can devastate them with supply blocks this early.
That's certainly true. And while we talked about Classic's unfortunate positioning, we didn't really talk about INnoVation not getting a scout at the very last second. He should know that it's a Stargate, though, even if he didn't scout it, because that's a very common follow-up to this.
He's gonna lose the mothership core. Or maybe not, maybe not. Oh my god, what? Shark keeps allowing there's not getting the bunker either. I think this is it. That's game almost.
Might be game. Well, there's a Widow Mine, and he's got to chase the Oracle into it, or drag the Oracle into it. Oh, I think he saw it,
I think Classic knows, and even if he doesn't, the Adept's already doing so much. I mean, the bunker might complete. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but there's like no Marines to go inside of it.
Oh my god, he got the Marine.
He tagged it barely with that Oracle thing. That was like sick last-second control.
There's a second Oracle wall on the way. While he knows there's 2 Widow Mines, I think he saw where they repositioned. That one to the left and the mineral line he might have missed.
The bunker is finally going to get up. However...
But the weak Oracle is going to soak it up. Oh no, he picked it up! Oh!
Some juke and a jive in here.
Well, it's not shooting at all, so like, is it helping or what?
Well, yeah, I think he wanted it... Like, so... Classic was definitely trying to bait a shot for splash damage. No doubt about it.
For sure. But I think first he wanted the Oracle without energy to hit it, and then he saw the chance of the Adept and the splash damage, and then unfortunately the Oracle with the energy got it.
So, but here's the question, right? Like, this obviously set INnoVation back, and this was not a great defense out of him.
God, I got that.
But 2 command centers? He's got 16, 17 Oracles are so ridiculous. Are you kidding me right now?
Second one.
I was gonna say,
oh god, no.
Even picking that off though, Classic has knocked him down to 14 SCVs. 2 CCs is great. There's a lot of energy too, so he can start dropping mules like crazy once he feels comfortable.
That's weird, but yeah, I guess so. He still made another Oracle. Like, even though he knows where the Widow Mines are, there's still 2 of them. You can't do damage anymore. Like, you shouldn't be able to anyway.
Yeah. Bruce Moose asking if we do sub callouts. Yes, I'm just tired because it's 4:30 a.m. and I missed yours. I can see what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, it's early, but it's also these games have been very interesting every single time.
There's not been a lot of downtime in many of these matches, but Missed It 2 hit us up with a 33-month resub, and then Bruce Moose 96 1 year since 12 months. I'll be wanting my coin now, please. Well done, guys. Keep it up. Well, hopefully, if you know about the coin, then you know the drill. Send us a message on the channel, and I'll get you a form to fill out a little bit later.
I can't believe INnoVation held, but I also can't believe Classic did as much damage as he did. This game, please.
This is Oracle's number 4 and 5, by the way.
I think INnoVation, as long as he doesn't take any more damage, would actually start winning this game, though, because Classic's Nexus was so late, but
it's debatable,
I think he will take more damage. Yeah,
with the Stalkers or the Oracles hitting individually, I don't know how this would go. But the fact that they'll be hitting together, yeah, this is going to be tough. Cyclones will obliterate Stalkers if they're just in a dogfight, but that's where the Oracles come in. And yeah, Cyclones might have 180 health now, but they still die to Oracles real fast.
I love the pickup. I would not have thought of picking up. I would have been like, I guess I'm screwed.
Yeah, I guess I'm just resolved to lose this Cyclone now. But, oh, Classic, please. There you go.
There's not enough production. Like, if there was a Viking on the way out, if the tank was almost done, I think he might be able to hold. The Viking's actually very helpful in the situation.
That pickup in the medevac, by the way, actually just saved that. He tried to coordinate the splash damage. That was so clever. Gets the full repair off. Cyclone lives. Tank's going to pop out, but more Stalkers are on the way. Oh,
I'm not going to die to this
GG.
Bullshit. It's too bad, INnoVation's too bad.
I admire the fight and the tenacity to stay in it, though. GG's.
That was good.
That was good. That is game 1 as well in this best of 3. But again, I'm thinking for Classic, if I had looked at those stats before even loaded into the game, if I had seen that like INnoVation's record against them was so massive, I actually would have. I think you could have predicted and seen the trees coming a little bit further away. INnoVation must be thinking about this to a degree too, because again, I don't know how those games went in the Loser Strikes Back, but 8-3 for INnoVation, that's a very decisive lead. That's a lot of games that he probably won very clearly too. I don't imagine those are a lot of like, oh my god, he barely won 8-3.
I guess we're gonna be waiting for
map selection. Lobby's up though, so let's join off of this. But yeah, again, guys, most of the time, if we're not shouting out your subs, it's not because we hate you. It's not because we don't appreciate you. Either we're actually caught up in the game, if you can believe it, actually talking about the game, like what, or it's just usually kind of late. I mean, I told Zombie before we got started, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to make it through the cast today due to some real life drama. I didn't actually get to sleep like I normally do before the Olimoleague, so I am already kind of nodding off. So my apologies if we missed anything.
Well, here we are. Daybreak.
Yeah, this was a Classic selection. See if it pays off for him. INnoVation selection, excuse me. I'm done. Bottom left side of the map. He is down 1 game. Ladies and gentlemen, the Terran Menace himself. INnoVation.
And the top right is the red Protoss. He is Classic.
Oh boy, something about game 1 to game 2. I'm just suddenly out of juice.
It's just too much.
It's too much good StarCraft. I can't handle it.
It's too much good stuff. God, it's been a super fun day, but I can see certainly. It's taxing and Classic. He's sending out a probe already. It doesn't mean it's going to be a proxy pylon. Doesn't mean it, but it could be it. Nah.
If this was Hero, maybe we start talking about the proxy pylons, right? But probably just scouting for now. The other part of this too, I want to just talk about how I really appreciate the way he did boldly go for the attack at the front, like actually coming in with the pylon, heading with the adepts. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen it because it was only players like Mana who are really going all in with those attacks. Now it feels like a lot of not Zerg, excuse me. I'm so done. A lot of Protoss just use it for harass. They know it's worth 1 pylon to kill 2 depots, sort of thing.
Yeah, Classic really went quite all in. I mean, 5 oracles, 6 oracles, whatever, was already dedicated enough, and then he continued with the warp in. So it's fun though, and the way that INnoVation was able to handle it was fun. I mean, him still losing is obviously disappointing for him, but it's the way things are, I suppose. And I still give a lot of credit to how he handled it for 6 minutes or whatever, how long that game was.
Yeah, I feel like because there's the Terrans in the audience. You've been there. We've all been there. We've had to deal with some variety of that Protoss BS that you're fighting your composure more than anything else. Like,
Yeah. Wow, did Classic just throw down a Stargate in INnoVation's face? I don't give a fuck.
I guess, yeah. INnoVation does have full scout on it.
What are you gonna do? Get a Widow Mine? I'll just make a second one.
Yeah, or I'll make like 7 oracles like I did last game. Come at me, bro. What's the cooldown on that Widow Mine?
He's gonna do it. He's gonna attack. Classic. If you're scouted, you're not supposed to do it. That's the rule, right? That's why we scout in TVP as Terrans. Oh, how dirty. Well, INnoVation has knowledge of the Stargates and might predict the Adept. It still is obviously very difficult to deal with. In INnoVation, I don't actually know he's anticipating the Adept on the low ground, because 3 Marines isn't enough. Well, 5 Marines is, well, still maybe not enough. Okay, it's barely, and they can't target the pylon because they're targeting the Adepts.
That Pro
Probe
one
scares everything away.
This is bad. This is really bad.
This is actually super bad. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that may have recalled and gotten out alive, but that still may not have been worth it. I mean, yikes.
Yeah, that was dangerous. I think that was certainly a mistake, thinking that he could take it on.
I mean, this makes sense why he was diving for the Marines, though. He knew there's no mothership, or sorry, there's no medevac out, so any damage he did was going to last, and that's where the Oracle and the Adept maybe do a bit more. But knowing full well that there's going to be a Widow Mine waiting in that mineral line, he does hang around the outside of it.
Yeah. The Adept tested to see if it was on the left side as well. I still don't think he knows where it is, but,
no,
God,
but
stop it. Stop it. Stop it!
The Oracle can control. How's it not out of energy? There's no purple on that bar!
That doesn't make any sense. Why?
Make him stop. He's a monster.
It's like watching Beyond pick up his Marines in a medevac. Like, that was so... Like, you try to do that on ladder, guys. Like, you won't be able to do it. Gliding Oracles is actually really hard.
But this really goes back to the topic I brought up earlier, where a lot of Protoss units, it's hard to look at that and say, that was really sick and that was super cool. Like, when Terran does the drop micro, it's really obvious. When you glide Oracles, nobody knows how difficult that is unless they've played it. It's not blatantly obvious. It just looks like that's how the unit works. And you're like, cool, nice unit you got there, David Kim. Like, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was so sick. And lose the second Oracle like he did was definitely a mistake. It wasn't like a surprise Widow Mine, he just ran into Marines, but that was a sick opener. He made something out of almost nothing, considering how badly the opener went with almost losing the mothership.
I do like the Viking that got pushed out by INnoVation, though. I think it's really tempting to get the medevac, the idea of counterattacking through a drop or just healing your Marines, but the Viking solidifies that Oracle doesn't get too out of hand.
I love that Classic went for Phoenixes, though, to help the Oracle, so the Phoenixes would soak up the Viking shots.
This is like the Darth Vader escort, like around, like this Darth Vader ship in the middle. Han Solo just blew him out. He's spinning into space now. No!
I'll be back. Wait, wrong movie.
That's my favorite Star Trek quote, when Darth Vader says, I'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Phoenix was a cool idea, but INnoVation had that target fire. It's pretty perfect. And 2 Phoenixes feels kind of useless, to be honest. Like, it's not 1 for scouting, it's not 3 to help take on a medevac. It's 1.
Okay, well, I was going to start arguing that 2 Phoenixes at least could patrol 2 different parts of the map, and you either catch the medevac early or you actually poke 1 down, but losing that to the Widow Mine falls apart in Classic. Not looking so hot this time around.
Oh, I do not like that robo positioning.
Nor do I, because I feel like a lot of things are going to spawn on the right side of it and have to walk around.
Oh, gosh. Well, it's funny because it might be in the one location INnoVation doesn't hit, even though if he did attack into the natural, it's just right there. You just kind of patrol around your middle mines and pick it off, and that's devastating for the Protoss. INnoVation might never go to the natural. It might just be going to the main with drops and the third with a push. It's funny how that works.
Well, INnoVation looking to push in. It's got 4 Widow Mines with this. Time Warp.
Wow.
Watch out! He actually gets caught by it. What a world we live in. Look how devastating that is.
Hey, that did buy time for the pylons.
I actually
That's
really,
a very crucial time warp.
I still think a cool buff to Time Warp that wouldn't, I feel, break it because of how hard it is to hit. We'd be like, it should have slowed the attack speed of units inside of it too, not just the movement.
Calm down, man. I'm gonna more ideas.
Yeah, Grifkin, what are you? You're supposed to be Terran, man. What are you doing?
Exactly. Supposed to bring us to lights. Anyway, soaks up a Widow Mine, but there's still 3 more, and honestly, Classic's gonna have a very tough time because this is also Stin Marines.
Yeah. I mean, 7 probes have died. That's not too crazy in and of itself. He's actually going to push this back in the bottom, but still, the fact that he lost control of the main, just such a small drop. Like, this really shouldn't have gotten any probe kills, much less actually almost killed the Adepts, but INnoVation returns for round 2, and as it returns for round 2, Widow Mines come off a cooldown.
Yeah, +1 armor on Understanding Glaives also wasn't done, so he's getting some freebie picks. It finally finishes up, but the Widow Mine gets an awesome shot, and Classic, I think, just lost here.
Yeah, look at the army supply. GG. It was like 58 to, like, sorry, 65 to 10 at the very end of that game. INnoVation does a great job tying it up now 1-1, but again, like, that was great for INnoVation, but also, like, to the failure of Classic's attacks.
Yeah.
Well, either way, guys. Yeah, game number 3 comes up next. We don't want to hold everyone up, so we'll get the commercial break out of the way, and we'll see you soon. All right, folks, you notice we stopped the ads a little bit early there because the game got started a little bit sooner than expected, but that's okay as we get ready for game number 3. Things are now tied up 1-1. If you're just joining us on the cast, this is the first of 2 semifinals for the Olimoleague. The other one is also a TVP with Alive versus Hero. But more on that, I guess, in a moment. Spawning here on the top left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player, INnoVation.
In the bottom right is the red Protoss. He is Classic.
So what do you think? Stargates again?
Seems to be the trend. Yeah, okay, I'll say yeah, he goes for the Stargate again.
I think it makes sense, and it's good or bad. He seems to be very skilled with the Stargate units. Watching the Oracle control, the cheese, the dedication. Thank you very much to Anubis Shades, or Anubis X Hades, excuse me.
You always do.
I always do that, I know. 27 months says, howdy mates, how's everyone doing? It's pretty late in the night, pretty early in the morning. We're doing just dandy. Glad to have you join us.
Did we ever get a response if he just ships Anubis and Hades, or just likes both of them as gods? Because Anubis and Hades is kind of a weird ship, you know? No? Alright.
I don't know what to say to that. Sorry.
Well, it's not about what you're going to say, it's about what he's going to say. Because if it's something where like this is like the best fan fiction ever written, then I want to read it. 2 mythologies colliding together. It's like Age of Mythology. Oh man, actually that reminds me. I was at the end of the cast yesterday. I was watching because like Age of Empires is on the front page of Twitch, like the very end, but still on the front page. But it was actually Age of Mythology, and I was super excited. This guy, first of all, hadn't actually screen agent properly, so he was playing the game, but it wasn't showing up on the monitor on the stream, so that sucked. And then second of all, we finally got into a game, and this guy's, I think, one of the developers, which is kind of cool and everything, but he was just so bad at video games, Rifkin. Like, he didn't hotkey anything, and I know you can hotkey in Age of Mythology, and his boxing was so slow.
I love that that's what... I didn't expect it to be like... He's just so bad at video... He's like a fake gamer guy. I just couldn't.
Not quite that much, but like... When I watch Age of Mythology, it would have been interesting hearing his perspective on how it was designed, but I'm actually very curious to see what high-end Age of Mythology play looks like, because I've played online before, and I got wrecked. Everyone was so much faster than me. Like, they'd be coming at me, like, with, like, you know, tier 3 units, and I'd still be on, like, tier 1, like, archaic age or whatever. And, I don't know. Maybe his strategy was perfect, it's just mechanics didn't look that impressive. I have no idea, but I was disappointed, not gonna lie. Oh, yeah, it's Stargate again, so good call.
Yeah, it's less of a call, more of a guess, I suppose, but mission accomplished.
Yep.
I'm kind of hitting that twilight in my brain right now, where there's the second wind will kick in eventually, but I am realizing how many things rhyme with INnoVation.
Really?
Yeah. Like the narration
Devastation?
of innovations, infatuation, or flirtation, having a fixation on creation of inflation. I don't know, just like there's so many. Like I just
There were a lot of
lyrical miracle, lyrical miracle, lyrical miracle. Like there's so many things that rhyme with his name.
there's a lot of Asian words as opposed to English.
Mm-hmm. Not Croatian, but playing for his nation, Korea.
That was a good one. And he didn't get beat by Croatia either.
PTAC, what's up, man? All right, so the Marines are going to start pushing in, and Classic might not be ready for the Widowmine drop that awkwardly comes elsewhere. Also, I'm not sure what this pylon was. I was looking at this earlier thinking, like, what could this, like the early overcharge, but not going to be available. Widowmine set up in a very awkward spot. This is like a trap. He said, it's a trap.
I think both of them.
Does he think there's only one, though? Because if you look at this, right, this doesn't look like a medevac that came across the map with 5 Marines and 2 Widowmines, right? So the second one catches him a little off guard. Splash damage hurts, but INnoVation gets some okay damage. Nothing too devastating.
Nah, and he loses the medevac fort too, which I don't know if he expected to lose. Oh well. Yeah, the pylon was kind of weird. I think it would have been really nice if it had an overcharge. Would have been very helpful, but
Yeah,
it's not.
I mean, normally we see pylons between the 2 bases. That's not weird. It's the fact that he put one out there so early and so far tucked back.
Yeah, almost like he's trying to hide it. Who knows? Unfortunately, there's no robo, so the observer can't easy peasy pick off that widow mine. So the observer could have done it in the first place, but you know what I mean. And there's no oracle, so it's just gonna stay there and potentially get a probe that's gonna transfer.
By the way, folks are asking about builds or things they missed in the cast, etc. I do want to point out for the next week or so, we have VODs not restricted to subscribers. So if you miss anything, check it out. But that was a cool juke move out of Classic. I like that. That's really clever and well executed.
Mm-hmm.
But still, what am mine problems, period.
Right. Observer still isn't out. Oh, no, there it is. Where is it, though? Picked up the first one of mine first, and okay. Good use of the robo, getting observer first. And he's now getting resonating glaives, as well as +1. The target opener wasn't as, like, amazing as the past 2 games, but it also wasn't as aggressive. It was off of 2 bases and obviously right into those Phoenixes, so. Still think he's in an okay position. INnoVation has really been powering up his economy, though, or his production. His economy's already been set for quite some time on 2 bases. Only just now getting a 3rd base.
I like the defensive tank. I mean, he had so much going on with the Widowmines and the Marines that he knew and saw what Classic had. There was nothing that said, like, oh boy, you need to rush out a tank, but he still got it for safety's sake. And now that he's got 2 of them, he can start bringing them across the map. And this push can normally be very scary, but I would say it's less powerful because of these Phoenix. They can pick up those tanks, leave them dangling in the air, and you lose 70 damage a shot with them, right? The Marines are plentiful enough they should be able to protect the tanks, but if they aren't, if they're out of position, those Phoenixes can go to work.
Well, this is why I really like INnoVation also got a couple of Widow Mines, because if it is just tanks, then everything else is, bio, and I don't think it's ever going to be the case. Why not use your factory? It still is an important factor. Widow Mines could deal with the Phoenixes or help deal with the Adepts. Yeah, no, Classic's not going to go for that shade. It's a very tough break for Classic. I don't even actually know he can do it. Especially as the missile turret comes up.
I like the missile turret the most. The Widow Mines are down, so they're going to get some wasted shots on the Adepts. But looks like they clump up again at the last second. I'm not sure what was up with that. They were really well spread out, then just collected for the splash damage.
Oh, that's game.
That is game. The missile turret doesn't even need to finish. It's more like butts.
Yeah.
It's a butt sticking through the ground.
Okay, so it's a butt.
It's like, Kitty Pryde from the X-Men, how she sort of phased through walls. It's like if she stuck her butt through the ground.
Yes, yeah. I bet she does it all the time. That's how she moons people.
All right, GG's, good call, ladies and gentlemen. INnoVation takes the series 2-1, and he'll move on to the grand finals, where he'll face off against either Alive in a TvT or Hero in a TvP. But we don't know which yet, because we are going to be casting that other semifinals coming up next. So do stick around, folks. Get this commercial break out of the way so we don't have to hold up the players. We'll see you soon.